Morning, Chris.
Good morning.
Oh, good. We were going to talk earlier, but things didn't quite go right, did we?
That's right.
Right. Rent is the next show from one of the... there's loads of local musical groups, of course, but I have to say that the shows I've seen your group do, all of them, have been absolutely magnificent.
Well, thanks very much.
And very, very good.
Well, hopefully we continue that with Rent.
Yeah, the first one I saw was the one that I can never remember the name of, the holiday one.
Whatever You Want.
Yeah, which was based on the tunes of Status Quo.
That's right. Yeah, it was written by our founders, Kate Baker and Jim Baker, who now have sadly moved on to new pastures. But it was a really good experience. There was a lot of parts in that, probably more than we're used to, but it was very fast paced, kept moving. It was nice to rise to a challenge that had never been done before as well. It was really exciting.
It was very good. And then there was Godspell, wasn't there?
That's right. Yeah, that was also a different experience for us, because rather than doing the sort of more traditional model of one director, one musical director, we actually were able to take Godspell, such as it is, into different sections, and we took on about 5 or 6 of us directing different elements of it, and then slotting together all under this theme of a pirate ship, which I think when we first thought of it, we thought, that could be quite interesting, but the further and further down the rabbit hole we got, the more it seemed to just work. It was just, it was a really good decision.
I was really looking forward to that, because I interviewed, was it Gemma I interviewed?
Gemma Ryan,
Yeah, and she just was talking about it, and she just suddenly threw it in. It's based on a pirate ship. I said, based on a pirate ship? And she said,
Yeah, well, I think that was everybody's first reaction, really. And to give Gemma the credit, it was her idea as well, actually. But I think we all sort of went, okay, come on, we could work with this, and it gives us great options for the set and for the costume.
It was great, yeah.
But it was strange just how well you could merge that into into the script itself.
Absolutely, yeah, it was very good. That was the one where her son shouted out, wasn't it? In the she was being attacked by pirates, and he shouts out, "Leave my mummy alone." I liked that. That was lovely.
Yeah, it was a nice moment.
It was splendid, yeah. And then, of course, that was followed up by Out There.
That's right, yeah. I mean, I wasn't a part of Out There. I was somewhere else at the time, but I know, speaking to the cast, and everybody's very proud of it, and it went down extremely well. I know you were a particular fan of that performance.
I was, because we Erewash Musical Society Youth Group did it shortly before you did it, and it was I liked it, but you had to see it more than once to understand it. That was the thing. And of course, it was nice to see a youth group production and an adult production. They were both different and both equally good, which I thought was lovely. But now we're moving on to Rent.
That's right, yeah.
Right, now I've seen Rent once, and it's set in times gone by, isn't it, in the United States of America?
Yeah, we're talking around the 90s, really. It's, as they sing in one of the songs, it's coming up to the end of the millennium. It's probably not as far gone as 99. It doesn't necessarily really, but you're probably looking around about 92, 94 in New York.
Yeah. And there's one particular song from it that everybody will know, isn't there?
Seasons of Love.
Seasons of Love, yes. Yeah, that's... Because I didn't know many other songs from it when I saw it, but...
yeah, I think there's another song, Take Me or Leave Me, you might know. Which is quite famous. But I think with Rent, the thing that got me, I mean, before we started this process, I didn't really know it, I hadn't seen it, I hadn't really listened to much of it either. But it was my younger brother who showed me a DVD. He says, "Look, you've got to see this," bought the stage version across, and I was just mesmerised within 10 minutes. It's just sucked me in. The characters have got such depth and such a story to tell that you can't take your eyes away from it just for a moment.
Talking of your brother, whose birthday it is today, one of your brothers.
Yes, my youngest brother, Simon.
Say happy birthday to Simon.
Yes, happy birthday, Simon.
He was hoping to be here, wasn't he? But they've made him work.
That's right,
Well, somebody has to. We can't all sit around just talking. But happy birthday to him. We won't ask how old he is.
Good, because I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't tell you, no, I know. This Rent at the Guildhall, you use the Guildhall Theatre,
we've used the Guildhall Theatre for almost every production since we founded in 2004, and it's a beautiful space. I really enjoy performing there, I have to say, and we've got to know the staff there very well. They're always very welcoming every time we go.
I find
was there just yesterday. Yeah,
the ladies who show you in, they are very,
very Chris on reception, she's great. And all the techie guys there as well, who were extremely accommodating. We had a meeting with them yesterday, and they couldn't do enough for us.
I expect they're all listening, of course, this morning.
Fingers crossed.
You don't have a lot of wing space, though, do you? There, that people tell me.
No. I think that's probably true. I think when you come see this, Dave, you might also realise that we've got even less for this one, just by the way that we've built the set. I won't say too much on that.
No, of course not.
But to say that we've completely got rid of the wings, it'd be maybe an understatement. But it'd be a nice surprise for anybody walking into the auditorium.
I've actually... I'm just trying to think that I've seen a production at the Guildhall where that was the case, and it was very successful. It was a wonderful one because there was two people, and when we went into the theatre, the whole stage was full of musical instruments, using the wings and everywhere. And they played them all. What versatility! I can't remember what it was, but it was very good. I've seen that done at Derby Theatre as well, where they've used the whole of the stage and the wings, and it's enormous.
Yes, it's vast space.
Absolutely vast. Yes,
we were lucky enough to perform there summer holiday. I think that must have been in I don't know when it was now, quite 2008, 2009 maybe, and it was it's just unbelievable how far, especially to the right hand side there, just how far back it goes. I mean, we'd bought a car up, the girls' car in summer holiday, and we'd got a Fiat Panda, I think it was, something like that, and you put it in the wings, and it didn't even touch the space.
No, they did James and the Giant Peach a couple of Christmases ago.
Yes,
and that's where they used all their actors were musicians as well as actors, except the boy who played James, or the young man who played James, and they used the whole of the wing space and to the back. It's the first time I've seen it all used. It was just phenomenal, really.
Yes, it's huge, isn't it?
Mind you, we had half a car for out there at the Duchess. It was half a car. Yes, it was half a car. And how we got it out of that building afterwards, I haven't actually no idea.
That's the problem with taking a car even into Derby Theatre. We had the same issue of getting it in and then getting it out again.
Loads of people trying to lift this thing, and I didn't because of my back.
Of course,
listeners know about my back. Okay, right. Well, we'll talk a bit more about the actual when and wherefores in just a few moments. Let's stick to Rent, because I don't think it's quite like that, is it? But tell us about where it is, when it is, and why we should go and see it, and how much, and all that sort of stuff.
All right, okay. It's funny you should say that, actually. Somebody, I was writing this recently for my introduction to the programme about somebody asking me what the show is all about, and saying just how hard I found it to answer, really. Not because there isn't anything going on, because there's so much going on. I think on the face of it, it brings up a lot of awareness of living with HIV and AIDS, which is a large part of what the story is built around. But I think actually when you scratch the surface, what it's a lot more about is family, friendship, and love and heartbreak, and then also dealing with this under the cloud of disease, really. It's got a lot of very different characters in there. So it starts off with a guy called Mark and his flatmate Roger, who are living or squatting almost really in an abandoned flat in New York. Guy turns up looking for the rent, which they're unable to pay because Mark's making no money from being a filmmaker, and Roger's making even less from basically withdrawing himself from society for the previous year after finding out that he contracted AIDS from his girlfriend, who then committed suicide. So as you can tell, it doesn't start off necessarily...
And not a lot of laughs in that then, rather.
Not in the opening, no, but actually it's the music that sort of picks the whole thing up, really, and once it kicks into that first song, which is called Rent, it really comes alive. We've got a lesbian couple then in Maureen and Joanne, who Joanne comes from a very wealthy background, has very rich parents who are also lawyers. She's trained to be a lawyer herself, but then she's with Maureen, who's a performance artist who's trying to create a protest in order to stop the building that Roger and Mark live in being torn down to build a brand new cyber studio, which just happens to be the project being led by their ex-flatmate Benny.
I'm with you. I'm with you slightly here.
I think it's one of those storylines that trying to cram into a 2-minute soundbite for you is going to be more difficult than.
No, I have seen it. I have to say, I did find it a little difficult to follow the first time I saw it, but lots of shows are like that, aren't they?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I think if I was to try to summarise Les Miserables to you in 2 minutes, I think I would find it even more difficult.
Not a lot of laughs in that either. No, I do like. I shouldn't do, because I ought to be more eclectic with that. I do like lots of different musicals, but I do like the happy ones.
I think, I mean, I wouldn't sit here and tell you that Rent was a happy musical, but I think just the same as any other musical, there's large elements of light and shade there, and there are some very funny moments in it. There are some very light-hearted moments in it. There are some remarkably upbeat songs in it. In fact, several, in fairness. And like Les Mis, the original, I think the first point you start at when you think about Les Mis is, it sounds a bit miserable, really, but actually it's loved because it's got so much depth to the story, and it's so well thought of in the musical community because it's got such an integral story.
Yes, and lovely music.
Absolutely.
One mustn't forget. So, having said what it's about, and it's at the Guildhall. When are we talking?
Talking September the 16th and the 19th, including a Saturday matinee, kicking off at 7:30.
What days of the week? Is that Tuesday?
That's a Wednesday.
A Wednesday.
Yeah, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and 2 on the Saturday. And tickets can be bought as usual through Derby Live, so either on their website, derbylive.co.uk, or from the box office, which is on the marketplace there.
Yeah, you can pick your own tickets, can't you, through Derby Live?
You certainly can online. I don't know how that works going into the box office. I'm sure they probably give you the choice, but online you can see which seats have been taken and choose which ones you want to have yourself.
Yeah, that's excellent. And if you haven't been to the Guildhall Theatre, it is a lovely little theatre.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, right on the marketplace. Because again, I didn't know where it was until a few years ago, because it doesn't look. The Guildhall itself is the Guildhall, but you might not know there's a theatre actually in it.
Yes,
that position.
It just kind of sort of hide itself away, doesn't it, in plain sight? But actually, it's when you get up there into the actual auditorium itself, it's a beautiful place. And
it's taken tremendous strain, of course, over the last year or so with the demise of the assembly rooms.
I think so. Yeah, I mean, we're obviously in talks with them quite regularly throughout the year in preparing various shows, and that's certainly something that's come across since then, that they've had to take on a lot of extra performances over there and move stuff over. Yeah,
they have indeed. Okay.
Yes, my producer, John Dawkins, who does a fantastic job, decided to contact me very early this morning with a shopping list of things I absolutely must talk about, so if I don't do this, I'll be in trouble. But in fairness, they're all very important things and all very worthwhile. First one is to say thank you to a company called Ripley Reclaim, who provided a lot of stuff free of charge for our set, and they've really helped us out in that respect.
That's excellent, yeah.
Again, I'm keeping very coy about the set. People need to come and see exactly what it is they've lent to us.
He hasn't told me, so I can't. You know what I'm like. I'll tell you if he tells me. So best not.
Probably most excitingly and certainly most interestingly, as you know, Robert Lindsay's a local lad, and my father was actually best mates with him at school. He read a lot through.
I must stop you and say that Robert Lindsay was at our opening ceremony of Erewash Sound.
Was he?
He was. He was at the Co-op when it was the Co-op.
He gets around a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, and he was there. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my dad read through his audition pieces with him for drama school and things like that when he was younger, and they were quite good mates. They kept in touch for a while. Anyway, long story short, I mean, both my younger brothers are in this performance as well. So we tweeted Robert Lindsay just to say, this is going on, we three, and then he wished us very good luck on his Twitter feed there, and as have a lot of the original Broadway cast who've been tweeting about their production coming up and wishing us good luck.
We're talking celebrity here, aren't we?
Yeah, very exciting. And that concludes my shopping list from the producer.
Well, I think that's good. So just tell us again the dates, because everybody will forget.
Yeah, the dates are September 16th to 19th, which is a Wednesday through to Saturday, including a Saturday matinee. Performances start at 7:30, 2:30 from the matinee, and tickets are available from derbylive.co.uk or from the Derby Live box office.
And there are some tickets left, presumably.
Yeah, you'll be able to get some tickets. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, well, we wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
And we'll keep telling people about it to remind them that it's coming on. But as time's going on, but I just wanted to say to you, get your opinion, because I don't know whether you'll like this bit, but you are a teacher, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah.
As I was in the profession. And yesterday, when I was doing Homeward Bound, I mentioned that the school holidays were almost over.
That's unfortunately true, yes.
And I got a text in immediately from someone who said, when you said that the holidays were over in 10 days, I heard a muffled cheer around the neighbourhood. Which I thought was lovely, you know, the muffled cheer that their children were going back to school. So you get them, and the parents say, bye-bye.
Yes, well, I'm sure they'll be very pleased.
You're a secondary school teacher, aren't you?
That's right, yeah, I'm a music teacher, yeah.
You're a music teacher?
Yeah.
Excellent. Music teachers are often well-liked, aren't they, music teachers?
I'd like to think I was well-liked. You'd have to ask the students. They might not necessarily agree with that.
61211, start your message with the word Erewash if you'd like to tell me what he's like as a teacher. No, don't, please, don't. Okay, well, I'm afraid time has beaten us. It's been lovely talking to you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, and we've had other people from your company as well, and they always, as I say, the company impresses me. So
thank you very much.